to join in with your family for lunch or dinner. Be happy today and share the happiness with others. Your lucky number is 16. Libra. This is a splendid time at which to entertain close friends and family and people you'd like to get to know better. You'll be looking your best and will be positive and charming. Your lucky number is 13. Scorpio. All issues will be resolved when you take the trouble to get to the bottom of what's happening and take assertive action. However, holding back in your approach is 100. Your lucky number is 11. Sagittarius. You'll do extremely well whatever you have or want to do this week. If you're working on an important project, it will move forward without very much stress. If all this doesn't seem to apply, think about what you would really like to do in the near future and make plans. Your lucky number is 1. Capricorn. Don't attempt to force issues this week. Make as much fuss as you like so that you can get satisfactory results and feel smug that you've put the earring once strictly in their place. From then, enjoy the rest of the month. Your lucky number is 20. Aquarius. If you're not seriously committed, then think seriously about your relationship and consider sacrificing just a bit of that independence for greater security and permanence. However, if you and your partner are a real item, then know that if you take the lead, you'll both have some memorable and enjoyable experiences. Your lucky number is 24. Pisces. Talk to your best friend or lover about how you're feeling, especially if you want to do something new, different, or special. At present, your potential is getting a terrific boost from friendly planets and crying out to be exploited. The time is right, go for it. Your lucky number is 15. And that brings us to the end of your horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road Chase Village for all your puja needs. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you from the management and staff of U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. And if it's your anniversary, happy blessed anniversary. And your quote for today: wherever you may go today, be the light that shines over darkness. Join me same time tomorrow for your daily horoscope. I am Uma Ratan Singh, wishing you a safe, blessed and positive day ahead. Remember to observe all health protocols. Save yourself, save others. Stay tuned to U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for great programming throughout the day. Up next is You Talk with Kenrick Jagannath.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for today's horoscope. You can join Uma again tomorrow at the same time for another daily horoscope. Note that this feature came to you with the compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store. Good morning, people. Good morning, and thank you very much for choosing 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as your radio of choice. I am Kenrick Jagannath, and yes, I'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning. This as we look at some of the issues of the day, the challenges facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and also give you, our listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us. You're with the most listened interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago, You Talk. Stay with us here. Let's go to some commercials, thank our sponsors, and when I come back, I will alert you as to what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Stay with us here.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, indeed, and a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for being with us here at 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. You're with the morning program on 975, designed to give you, the listening audience, an opportunity to join into the program. But to do so, you need to call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. I am Ken Juggernaut. At this time, let me also welcome our international audience streaming live with us this morning. Good morning, and thank you very much for being part of the 975 FM Hot Like Pepper family. Let me say a very special good morning to all the good folks there at in North Carolina. Good morning to our large listening audience in New York and Canada, and wherever you are hearing this broadcast. Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program. But at this time, which is just about 24 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's take a look now at what's happening in today's newspaper, some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Remember, you can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. It is priced at only $3, and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It's chock full of news, views, interviews, and yes, you can also get the latest in the world of sport. Today, it's a Tuesday, August 25th, 2020, and in today's edition, well, it's 48 pages. On the front cover of today's edition of the Newsday, Uncle puts family of 7 in the street. That story is on page 5. Mom Wife of a slain farmers defends them. My sons were pure. That story is on page 3. The story said, the wife and mother of 3 murder victims defended their names and characters, saying, contrary to some media reports, they were neither extremists nor bomb makers. And the autopsy on murdered Chinese businessman delayed. The autopsy on a murdered Chinese businessman has been postponed as no relatives were present to identify his body on Monday. Those stories on page 3. Relatives of slain basketball player lament Maloney violence. That story is on page 5. The relatives of laborer and basketball player Sean Lawrence are fearful after his murder, as they feel like prisoners in their own home because of a series of shootings in their community. Cleanup operations continue after floods in Mayaro, Rio Claro. Well, yesterday you would have noted that I would have spoken to Rushton Parry, Member of Parliament elect for Mayaro, and he would have shared his thoughts on the cleanup operations and so on. To this end, he would have extended kudos to all those first responder agencies for coming out and lending some sort of assistance to those residents who would have been affected by the weekend flooding in the Mayaro, Rio Claro area. On to one of the most talked about stories and topic in Trinidad and Tobago, COVID-19. Well, the information coming to us this morning is that the country would have recorded 1,099 positive cases. Let me pause a bit. 1,099. Just in case you are now awakened from your slumber. Yeah. 1,099 confirmed cases. Deaths 15. Recovered 165. Active cases 919. And yesterday, the Ministry of Health would have hosted their press conference where they would have shared information with you, the members of the public. It's a very frightening situation indeed. And again, the Minister of Health and other operators of the ministry, they are again begging you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, nationals of this country, to adhere to the guidelines, observe social distancing, wear your mask. If you are not well, stay home. If you have flu-like symptoms, well then go to the nearest health center or call someone from the health system and they'll be able to assist you. Another private lab certified 40 to go to step-down facilities soon. Epidemiologists, masks work better than face shields. This is what is being said. Principal Medical Officer Epidemiology, Dr. Naresh Nandram, reminded the public that masks are more effective than face shields in preventing the transmission of the COVID-19 virus and should be worn while in public. Again, let me impress upon you, should be worn while in public. I cannot impress upon you how important this measure is to protect yourself and protect people around you. People, this is a very frightening situation indeed. And if we continue to see the figures which we would have been witnessing for the last couple of days or weeks rather, then we can overwhelm the health system, and that does not augur well for us here as a people and as a society. So maintain social distancing, sanitize, wear your mask. Wear your mask. This again is being impressed upon you by the Minister of Health. Nandram, backlog of Tobago tests can be sent to Trinidad. The backlog of COVID-19 samples from tests done in Tobago has been sent to Trinidad and returned with results. This according to Principal Medical Officer Dr. Naresh Nandram. He was speaking at the press conference yesterday hosted by the Ministry of Health. Relatives of man shot by police want answers. Man dies in accident at Pinal, a very tragic story indeed. Well, according to the father, it was negligence on part of the driver of the vehicle. Well, that investigations are continuing. Just let me remind you of what the story is saying. An early morning accident at Sign Village in Pinal has claimed the life of a pedestrian. Dead is 44-year-old Rodney Ramsundar, who was from the area. Police said at about 7 o'clock in the morning, Ramson Naro was walking on the SS Erin Road near Victor Street, and the driver of a crane truck was heading towards Pinal. The back of the truck detached and struck Ramson Naro, who died on the scene. Investigations are continuing into that matter. A very tragic story indeed. And in a related story, well, a Rosilac father is still missing after a year. A 73-year-old father is still missing after a year. And those of you who may have any information regarding the disappearance of Kenrick Titus, well, then you are asked to call the nearest police station. So as we move further into the Newsday this morning, remember you can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. It is available at all leading newsstands. The Ministry of Health, private companies can access COVID-19 guidelines. Parents believe schoolgirl dreamt her abduction. And according to a story as published on page 9, relative of COVID-19 victim slams treatment, not how it should be done. Now that story you can read on page 9. And okay, let me share this paragraph with you. A relative of 2 COVID-19 positive patients, one of who has died, is criticizing the government's treatment of patients at its various facilities. Well, this is contrary to reports emanating into our studio here, where a number of people who would have been part of that entire process, they would have given kudos and the thumbs up to the treatment meted out to them at these various decanting centers. Anyway, so let's move on. Minister Cox is the Minister of Social Development and Family Services. She is saying that she wants to give faster access to grants. Well, maybe one of her first tasks at hand is to ensure that those people who would have applied for the various grants some time back, that these grants be delivered to them after determination and so on. Prime Minister returns to work as quarantine ends. Yes, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley returns to work today, and so too Kamla Persad Bissessar will be sworn in as opposition leader today. And yes, Dr. Emery Brown, Minister of Foreign Affairs, will be sworn in today as well. Ex-police welfare head urges the Commissioner of Police to act on Hackshaw. Just let me share this with you. Former head of the Police Social and Welfare Association, Michael Seals, has expressed concern over the failure of the Commissioner of Police to act against a senior member of the police executive. His comments were made after the Commissioner of Police said he could not act on recommendation by the Police Complaints Authority to set up a tribunal to investigate ACP Erwin Hackshaw. Seals was not pleased by the PCA's handling of the issue either. So you can catch the details on page 11 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. And on to some sporting news. Well, yes, CPL action continues today. Yes, the action will shift to the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain. As this morning, well, the Trinbago Knight Riders, they will be coming up against the Patriots. Yes, that's today, No. Yes, that's a game. Today is Tuesday, the 25th of August. Yeah, the Patriots will be coming up against the Tridents. And or tomorrow, and then later on we have at around 5:30 we have the Talawas facing the Guyana Amazon Warriors. And tomorrow, yes, that big game at 10 o'clock in the morning, where you have the Trinbago Knight Riders coming up against the Zooks, and the Talawas will be facing the Tridents. So just let me remind you again, today CPL action continues down at the Queen's Park Oval in St. Clair. This as the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots will be tackling the Barbados Tridents, the defending champion. And later on in the afternoon at around 5:30, you have the Talawas. They will be coming up against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. And today and tomorrow, well, you have the Knight Riders coming up against the Zooks, and the Tridents coming up against the Talawas. So those are the two of the games, the fixtures rather, today and tomorrow. Should be some very exciting cricket down at the Queen's Park Oval. Anyway, stay with us here as we climb up to the hour of 7 o'clock. It's just about 25 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips, and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for staying with us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we climb up to the hour of 7 o'clock. It's just about 22 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, last afternoon I spoke to a relative of mine who lives in the Penal area, and she was complaining to me about whenever it rains, how it impacts on her and her family, and the fact that they too continue to lose appliances, and it is having a toll on them. And she asked me to again make an appeal on the authorities to see how best they can mitigate flooding in the area that is in the Oropouche Basin. Well, I've been trying to do that for the longest while, to impress upon the authorities how important it is to find the necessary resources to improve on the infrastructure, that is the clearing of drains and water courses and what have you. But I know that Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, would have said that a genuine effort is being made to clear river courses and so on. So there's not much I can do again about that, just to keep you abreast of what the various authorities would have said. So good morning, people. Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. As I look out of our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad, actually lots to be exact. I can tell you it's a bit, let's say, the sun is trying to peek out behind some dark clouds. And the Met Office would have indicated, well, yes, we can expect some showers today. So those of you who are living in low-lying areas, well, then you need to take all the necessary precaution. And again, let me appeal to all those people who are suffering with respiratory ailments. The Saharan dust is in the air. So please, people, stay hydrated, and take all of the necessary precaution. Well, what we're going to talk about here this morning, the horror of COVID-19. Yes, the horror of COVID-19. I don't know how many of you would have listened to the conference yesterday hosted by the Ministry of Health. A very frightening situation indeed, people. Very frightening situation indeed. According to Dr. Avery Hines, the virus can run through entire population if guidelines not followed. Again, let me remind you of what he said, because I know that some of you would not have listened or took the time to be part of that conference. Dr. Avery Hines, the virus can run through entire population if guidelines not followed. The number of cases thus far in the country is 1,099. And I guess by the time I am through with the program at around 9 o'clock, when we get that update around 10 o'clock this morning, well, that figure will continue to climb. So it's a very frightening situation indeed. And as I said to you before this morning, that the Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh, is again trying to impress upon you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, why it is necessary that you follow all of their guidelines. And I've been saying this for the longest while. If we do not behave in a particular way, people, if we do not behave in a particular way, we can overwhelm the entire health system. So, again, my final appeal to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, is to behave all yourself, observe social distancing, sanitize, and wear your mask. Yes, wear your mask. All right, so, and even more frightening is the fact that a toddler, a baby, is also part of the statistics. That is, a baby would have contracted the coronavirus. So again, contrary to reports, this virus have no respect for age, gender, or ethnicity, you know. So all this thing about politics and the PNM and the UNC and what have you, as I said, this is a national issue, a global issue, and we need to take it very seriously indeed. Let me say a very special good morning to my colleague this morning, Nicole Duki. Good morning, Nicole. How are you this morning?
Good morning to you, Kenrick. Good morning to our listeners on U97.5, our viewers on RCL U97.5, and our viewers on Facebook. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing fine this morning. I mean, it's a frightening situation, looking at the figures.
Yes.
And trying to digest all which would have transpired yesterday, all which would have been said by operators at the Ministry of Health, more so the Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh, is too much to digest,
Sometimes in the past, I would have looked forward to getting the media releases, but now I'm so scared to even look at them, because every time you look and you see the number, the figures at the bottom, and how many persons these positive cases are increasing by, it's so worrying. It's like it's actually taking a mental toll.
But you know, when you listen to people and you have conversation with them, they are saying to you that is because of the campaigning by the various political parties that we have this spread in the virus. But
campaigning has been done 2 weeks now.
But I will add a little bit more to that. Let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
Morning, Derek, and morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Good morning, friend. How are you this morning?
Yeah, what happened? The papers forget to write one thing on that COVID-19. Yes, so we have no nurses, no doctor, and no PP for them to put on to see about them. They rather sit down right it and see about their own self, or they rather ball until they die. They do not listen, and they don't look at things going on in the country and whatsoever, and watch the world coming around them. They would not have no nurses and no doctors and no PPE. Yes, it happened.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, that is expected, because according to the that press conference yesterday, the minister would have said that they are trying to speed up the process. That
Yes.
is to say, to ensure those people who are quarantined can get back into the society and so on. And as we have more and more people entering into the country, people have been asking to come back into the country. We can expect more and more cases in this country, you know, folks. Yes, but to go back to my point, where the argument is being put forward, Nicole, that because of the campaigning and the movement of people for the general election, we are seeing a spike in coronavirus. But contrary, the Minister of Health would have said, or rather Dr. Avery Hines would have said, that is not so. There's no empirical evidence to suggest that because of campaigning that we have this spike in coronavirus.
And this is a question that has been posed to him on several times. Now, what is the other thing is that the ministry has also stated during contact tracing, persons were not being honest. So even if there was any trace back to any election campaign, they can confirm that because they were not informed. That was not information that would have presented itself to the ministry. So if persons know to themselves that maybe that they were at a political rally, maybe they should be, I think they should be truthful. You know, be truthful to the person, the contact tracers, when they call and state, well, hey, I was at a political rally. Why are you hiding where you were? And he even mentioned that some of the cases would have linked back to things like funerals, engagements, all these different things, and the little things that we like to have at home during this time.
Yeah, so the ministry is dealing with facts and figures, and according to the ministry, there's no evidence to suggest that campaigning for the general election of 2020 is as a result of what we are seeing now today. And he said that people need to be honest when they are asked for information by the relevant authorities. But as Trinidadians, you know how we like to misinform people. So we need to be honest with ourselves. And as I said before, the ministry, contrary to reports that the general election and the campaign has nothing to do, based on their findings, has nothing to do with the spike in the increase of coronavirus. It's a very frightening situation indeed.
It is.
What is even more frightening, Nicole, is the fact that an entire family would have contracted coronavirus.
Yes.
Entire family. Look, the story is here.
Yes.
A stage 3 cancer patient has tested positive for COVID-19, along with her stroke-stricken father, and a 10-month-old niece, and four other family members. The Freeport family was tested earlier this month after her sister began showing signs of the deadly virus. So we need to be very careful, and we must continue to observe social distancing. Nicole.
Indeed, and the thing is, Kenrick, you know what is very, very worrying is people are still every single day going about their lives like nothing is happening. I don't know if they understand. I mean, we have instances where, you know, we have had threats of hurricanes coming to Trinidad, tropical storms, and they would pass, for some reason, swerve. And, you know, they say God is a Trini. I mean, in the past, however long, we have not had a strong earthquake per se since last year. As a matter of fact, just earlier this week would have been 1 year since we had that massive earthquake from last year. But people are always thinking that God is a Trini, you know, and we're not going to be spared. But they're not looking at what is happening around us, and they're taking advantage of the situation. Our parallel healthcare system is almost full.
Well, I think some attempt is being made to increase the capacity.
200 beds will be added, but that doesn't mean because we have 200 beds, you all could go about doing things freely.
Additional beds are being placed in the
Arima Hospital in Augusta Slum.
At the Debye campus of the University of the West Indies, and I think that, and I mentioned it yesterday, the Valsin Teachers College in Valsin,
right.
that is now being used as a decanting center. But just to emphasize your point, this morning I stopped to purchase my newspapers at my favorite newspaper vendor. And
were you wearing your mask?
Yes, I was. And there was at least about 3 or 4 people not observing social distancing, standing very close to one another, not wearing masks. And, you know, you mention it to them, and they look at you
They're very arrogant.
As though I should apologize for, advising them to observe social distancing and wear a mask and so on, and they look at you as though you should not be saying that. Mind your own business. This is the way we behave as a people, This is the way we behave as a people. Anyway, 10 minutes here to the hour of 7 o'clock. Let's take a commercial break. And when I come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shagwanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, as we move up to the hour of 7 o'clock, just about 8 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you to the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. You're with the morning program. You can call us here at 6367547, 2275739. You can also WhatsApp us at our WhatsApp number, which is 3784975. Note, we are also live on YouTube at RCL U975, and you can also catch us on Facebook. Yes, so we're talking coronavirus here this morning. The toll thus far 1,099, and there's an expectation that this can increase in the coming days and in the coming weeks. A very frightening situation indeed. I cannot again impress upon you how challenging this is for the government of the day, and I would imagine even employers and employees, where we have to make get accustomed to all of these new restrictions and guidelines and what have you. Nicole?
Yes, it's a bit difficult, but sometimes we have to accept change for our betterment, because you don't know who has it, you don't know where you can actually go. You might think that somebody's safe and you might be around them, and then before you know it,
there's also a slowdown in public service,
yes.
And even at more so. I don't know when last you would have visited the licensing office, but it is a challenge at the licensing office to get service.
I don't have a reason to visit.
Yeah, because you need to make you need to make an appointment.
Yes, even with the Ministry of Legal Affairs now, to apply for birth certificates, death certificates, all those different documents, you have to go online and make an appointment. And yesterday, someone actually asked me to make an appointment, and I was unable to. And then they messaged me late last night to say that they got through, but we're in August, and the appointment is not until September.
I can imagine. Yeah. So I know it's a real challenge for people outside there, because whenever I pass in front of the licensing office in San Fernando, you see this mass of people, not really a mass of people, a number of people gathered in circles and whatnot, and making certain complaints.
And then outside the social services offices and outside banks, and month end is approaching, so the pensioners will have to go there to change their checks and everything. So you just imagine what will be going on out there.
And well, of course, today, let me alert the audience, Kamla Prasad-Bissessar will be sworn in today as opposition leader. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is back out to work this morning.
Yes. Why did you see have you seen what was circulating on social media? There was someone posted on social media stating that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and his wife would have arrived in New York in a private jet. However, of course, the office of the Prime Minister would have debunked that statement. So his quarantine time would have been up today, I believe, or yesterday.
Yes,
so,
a report circulating this morning that he will be out to work today. And also today, too, Dr. Amy Brown will be sworn in as the Minister of
CARICOM and
Foreign Affairs. And there's a story here which I want to share with you and the listening audience. 18 MPs support Kamla as opposition leader. All 18 elected United National Congress members of Parliament have signed a letter to the President supporting political leader Kamla Prasad-Bissessar as opposition leader. And I say that to you, Nicole, and the listening audience, because last week, even on social media, there were reports circulating that 4 members of Parliament, 4 members of the opposition elect would have stated that they are not in support of Kamla Prasad-Bissessar. Let's take this caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Your name is Kenrick. Your name is Kenrick.
Yes,
good
morning there. Okay, I just want to share 2 small things to you, the public. Some time ago, I spoke and said, when you wash your hands, you take a soft scrubbing brush and between the nails. I am a qualified peritoneal dialysis officer. And, they have showed us how that part of the body, it still have things. Also, you talk about your family in the Pinhal area. I always mention this, that in a low-lying area, woodland, etc., they must try to get some pallets or so forth. It may assist them when the flood is coming. Don't wait on the last moment, as you rightly said. And the other thing, this is very important, when you go to the supermarket, I don't know if the people can do it, but this has been done in Colombia. In the houses, they give a few, each one of them, how many days only they could come, Monday or this other one, whatever day. What I'm saying, when you finish with the supermarket and you come out and you pack your goods, go back and wash your hands, because you do not know how many people touch the items on the shelves. Am I correct?
That's right.
Yeah, you don't know how many people hold it and they put it down or whatever. So be very, very careful. And what are we to say? It's not for me alone, not for you alone. It's for the general public. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your contribution.
And that was something I was actually mentioning. You go to the shop, you go to the supermarket, even when you get home, some of those packaging, you can actually wash it out,
Well, that's why the Ministry of Health would have impress upon people that they should wear gloves,
Yes.
You don't see people wearing that.
No.
You don't see them wearing that. So no, we need to be very careful outside the folks. We need to be very, very careful indeed. And from time to time, us here at 97.5 will remind you of what are the guidelines. Again, wear a mask when you're in the public, sanitize, and observe social distancing. And I still see, Nicole, that the Taxi Drivers Association, they too are complaining and crying that look, they are losing money and the guidelines should be lifted, or rather
so
the restrictions
they'd rather
should be lifted.
Lose their life than their money. When they die, who's going to spend that money?
Because they are saying, look, at 50% capacity, they are losing money. And
but in some instances, they don't even, during the day, even with school being out, most taxi drivers, or most taxis, most maxis don't fill to capacity. So why are they even complaining?
Well, it's a situation which we will continue to look at, and I also see that the churches, they are upset over a live streaming and so on. Listen to this, a COVID-19 sub-regulation banning live streaming of services from church buildings with imprisonment for violators is causing consternation among the Christian community.
But Kenrick,
look, Nicole,
for live stream.
We all in this together, you know.
For live stream, and you need people.
Yeah, we all in this together. We all in this together, and we need to abide, ensure that we protect ourselves, protect our family, because according to Dr. Avery Hines,
yes,
this thing, we can have such infestation in this country that we will not be able to actually cope with it.
We already have too many cases.
Yeah. 1,099.
Exactly. That is too many for our population.
Let's go up to the 7 o'clock newscast. Take the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Duki, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Duki. Good morning. Citizens in the step-down facility in St. Augustine are calling on the state to intervene. They are claiming that conditions were in need of improvement. Several people said several of the toilets and showers were not operational. It was further noted that one of the kitchens had to close after another hygiene issue had been discovered. Patients are calling on the state to fix the issues, noting that persons at this facility appeared to have been abandoned. It claimed that when nurses and doctors were asked when next patients would be swabbed, no one had answers. However, a representative from the North Central Regional Health Authority said only one toilet and one shower was out of service at the facility, and there were several other working stalls. A 10-month-old baby girl and her family are in a step-down facility after testing positive for COVID-19. According to reports, the child was swabbed earlier this month after her mother tested positive for the deadly virus. Her father, 7-year-old sister, and 3 other family members have since tested positive. It is said that the 5 members of the family, including the little girl, were taken to a step-down facility and are waiting further testing. The mother, who is employed at a private medical facility, began showing symptoms of the virus. She was tested and advised to quarantine at her home. The baby, who began experiencing fever and nasal congestion, was tested positive and confirmed. The mother and child were taken to the hospital by ambulance. The child's father and older sister tested positive the following day. A relative said the family was swabbed a second time on Monday morning. Thermal scanning on both the forehead and wrist is safe. This was confirmed by Principal Medical Officer of Epidemiology Dr. Naresh Nandram. He was speaking at yesterday's media briefing. Dr. Nandram said there is no health risk involved in thermal scanning.
Thermal scanning is safe. It's an infrared thermometer and that's the same infrared radiation that you get walking around in sunlight. So scanning on the forehead and the wrist, both measures are acceptable.
In some other news, speeding up the delivery of grants and social services is among the mandates of the new Social Development Minister. Former Communications Minister Donna Cox said the digitization of the system will be among her first orders of business. Noting that people in need cannot wait, the newly appointed minister said she needs to focus on making access to grants quick and efficient. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been public outcries from some persons who are still awaiting government relief. Mrs. Cox believes her predecessors have laid a solid foundation to expand in on the ministry. The Congress of the People have expressed concerns over the closure of the Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. On Friday, the board announced that it took a decision to initiate a voluntary wind-up of the company after 24 years in operation. This was due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the non-payment of subventions by the government. In a statement on Monday, the COP called for a full disclosure on the matter. The party noted that tourism will be one of the possible diversification sectors post-COVID-19. On Saturday, the Ministry of Education said it is exploring all options to secure the availability of opportunities to seek advancement through training in hospitality and tourism to the public, and in addition that the TTHTI fulfills its duty to the students affected by this decision. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news from the region. Former Guyana Public Health Minister Valda Lawrence was granted $100,000 bail. She appeared in court on Monday. Lawrence had to answer to the charges of forgery, which were filed by Culture Minister Charles Ransom Jr. on March 16. Ransom alleged that Lawrence conspired with Clement Mingu, who is the returning officer for District 4, in the March 2nd regional and general elections to submit an election declaration that did not go through the full verification process. Ransom has also brought similar charges against Mingu, but he was not present at the Georgetown's Magistrate Court since his summons was not served. Internationally, Facebook has agreed to pay the French government 106 million euros back in taxes to settle a dispute over revenues earned in the country. The payment covers the last decades of its French operations from 2009. The social networking giant has also agreed to pay 8.46 million euros in taxes on revenues in France for 2020, 50% more than 2019. The social networking giant did not share details of the tax dispute, but France has been pushing tech companies to pay more tax inside the country where it is generated. Other tech giants like Google, Apple, and Amazon have reached similar arrangements with the French tax authorities. Facebook said that since 2018, it has changed its sales structure so that income from advertisers supported by teams in France is registered in this country. In news of the weather for the period today until midnight, Trinidad, Tobago, and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience sunny conditions which will be interrupted by a few partly cloudy spells with occasional showers occurring in varying localities, mainly during the late morning to afternoon period. There is also a 30% chance of isolated heavy showers or thunderstorms occurring during the afternoon, favoring western coastal areas of Trinidad. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a few showers. Gusty winds, street and flash flooding may occur in the vicinity of heavy showers or thunderstorms. Seas are slight to moderate with waves 1 meter up to 1.5 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Have a good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Shake Leisure Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Yes, indeed, and a very good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for staying with us here at 975. Well, with me on the line now is a newly installed Minister of Youth Development and National Services, Minister Fitzgerald Hines. Let's take him live on air. Good morning, Minister, and thanks for taking our call this morning.
A very good morning to you and to your wide listenership. The pleasure is mine to be in your company this morning.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, you know that, yes?
Well, I rather suspect so, and it is mutual. I really, and sometimes during the course of this week, as I always do, I switched over to your station and I listened to elements from it, and I really like what you're doing out there in Radio Land, and I want to congratulate you on your management.
Thank you very much, Minister, for your endorsement. Okay, so let's move.
Even your music is so diverse and so inspiring. I listened to some of it when I said I called it. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Well, we try to satisfy the appetite of all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, Minister.
Sounds like the PNM.
Anyway, let's get on with the matter at hand. You are the newly installed Minister of Youth Development and National Services. What's your mandate? Explain to the people of Trinidad and Tobago what's your mandate with this new ministry, and to the extent, explain to us also why this ministry was created.
Let me begin by quoting C.L.R. James, a son of Trinidad and Tobago, a philosopher, a writer, a politician, a thinker. He commented on cricket. He wrote several books. He was of international renown, spent many of his life years in London, where he inspired international movements along the socialist doctrine, which he was, but he began his life in Trinidad and Tobago. He was closely associated with Dr. Williams at the beginning. There's reportedly some division of thought between them, and he went abroad and he made an international name for himself. He wrote the book Beyond the Boundary, using cricket and the greatness of West Indies cricket and how we took that from our colonial masters and made great of it to beat them. But he used that analogy to show the economic circumstance of the third world and what we need to do in order to put ourselves in competitive status with the rest of the developed world. A great, great thinker and writer. Anyway, it was C.L.R. James who said, and I quote, "A surefire signal of a society in decay is when its leaders appear not to be able to find solutions to problems as they arise." A most powerful thought, because once you cannot find solutions to problems as they arise in your individual life, in your family life, in your community life, in national life, then you are in a process of decay. And we recognize that there is an issue with the youth of Trinidad and Tobago, as indeed there's an issue with youth all around the world, in every society, and in every epoch, in every era. So we are faced with some particular challenges of youth here as we walk around, as we interface. We realize there are issues of unemployment. There are issues of the youth being influenced by cultures through information technology, coming from outside of their communities, outside of their families, outside of Trinidad and Tobago. And those things taken together with a very challenging economic circumstance where your economy cannot produce jobs on an annual basis to meet the desires, the ambitions of all of those who graduate out of the school system on an annual basis. And then we have this COVID pandemic. We recognize that the youth are severely challenged from a social standpoint. Many of them are growing without parental guidance, without an understanding of the basic moral values that make an individual a stable, sound one, so that he could be a part of a stable, sound family and community and contribute to his nation. In the absence of those from his biological or natural parents, he grows like wild, because he's here, but he's not cultured, he's not properly socialized. We recognize all of these problems. We recognize. So we are now offering a one-stop shop, a resolution to them. Since the days of Dr. Williams, we've had many discussions about youth. We've done things about youth. We have improved a lot, but there still exists some work, much work. It's dynamic to be done today. And the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service is our attempt to deal with those issues
All right.
this time, at this hour.
All right. You talk about your attempt, or the government's attempt, to deal and address the issues of the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. How challenging is this for you, getting into this new ministry? How challenging, and what are some of the measures that you are prepared to introduce to address the concerns of the young people?
Well, it certainly is a challenge. It's new, and one has to build this ministry from scratch. I mean, granted that you had the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, so there are elements of that already in place, but now we're doing a bit of a one-stop shop. So the idea here is, and the mandate, to answer your question, is really to pull all these elements and to put some new programs in place. For one thing, we propose to revitalize the youth camp sector. We have had feedback from the society, including the youth itself, that these youth camps will provide, because we have MILAT and MIPAD, the military-led academic program, and the military-led, the MILAT and the MIPAD, I'm sorry, where the Army retired soldiers in an environment of military or paramilitary discipline. They provide training and they provide techniques and skills to some youngsters. So we've seen the success of that. So we want to expand that out. We want to reestablish our youth camps, which made a major contribution to young people who boast that it was that developed and changed their lives when they participated. We want to start with one in La Hoqueta. We're getting calls from Moruga Tableland. We're getting calls for along the corridor again, because we used to have a system and it was broken down by another administration. So we want to revitalize those. We want to be able to expose the young people to all aspects of training based on their own ambitions and desires. We want to create a pathway. They come into a program, they get the basic life skills, anger management, parenthood, manhood, womanhood, morals, discipline, civics as we used to call it, along with technical training, whether it's in tailoring, whether it's in agriculture, and you graduate them out and they go on into the different aspects of the activities of the economy.
All right. Minister, explain to us briefly national service. What does it incorporate, national service?
Well, we have said very, very early, because this is not a new discussion in Trinidad and Tobago. We have had elements of that, and people arguing and advocating for it over time. The Prime Minister has said, and I'm guided by this, it is a discussion that we will engage in quick time. In quick time, we will engage the national community. We don't want to dictate. We know we must have some element of national service. We envisage it will be on a voluntary basis. However, we will engage the society very, very quickly to come up with an understanding from the society's perspective as to what it wants. And then we'll fashion that aspect of it and go forward. But in the meantime, we generally envisage that it would be voluntary, and that we'll bring the young people together, and that they will get engaged in pursuits that are of value to the national community, while they receive some kind of stipend for so doing, and the training and the values that this would bring for all of us.
Mr. Minister, the model used by the governments of the day in setting up the Chaguaramas Youth Camp, the Presto Youth Camp, is this the same model which will be used in setting up these new youth camps, so to speak? Is this the same model?
Well, I can't. I'm not going to tell you that I will say the model, because I understand what they did. They did bring in young people in an in-house environment. They would have trained them in various skills and given them, as I say, elements of personal development, some exposure to their own personal development. That's the model I'm familiar with. If we are speaking about the same thing, the answer is yes. I don't want to just accept the model by your definition. I just outline what I think it is. So this is where we have to, and we want to revitalize the youth camp concept. Yes, we want to do it, but with a stronger discipline element, because you can see some of the young people of this country denied of parental shaping. They need some discipline and reordering in order that they may make a useful contribution to themselves and the society. But broadly, I would think the answer to your question is yes.
Mr. Minister, you would have served in various capacities. Outline to me, what's the rationale in separating the Ministry of Youth, Culture, and so on? What's the rationale? Because usually you have the Ministry of Youth and Culture. Now you have the Ministry of Youth and National Service, and you have the Ministry of Culture and so on. What's the rationale in separating?
That this new ministry will do far more. For an example, we have mandated the Minister of Agriculture to identify large chunks of land where we propose for those who are interested in agriculture because we see the need for improvements in our whole agri business in Trinidad and Tobago, for obvious reasons, for food security, for nutrition security, and because we cannot anticipate we could afford the massive, almost $6 billion a year food import bill. So for all those reasons, we've asked him to identify lands where we envisage when the youngsters come through this program, those who are involved or interested in agriculture, with the right training and with the right skills, we will make a piece of land available to them. We propose to put, for an example, to ensure that this young farmer gets a proper, stable start. We ensure that he gets a little house on top of that land, what you call a homestead, something that you see in the U.S. and in other places. And then once sufficiently trained and once he passed the tests that we set up for him in this youth training program for agriculture, he goes into possession of that piece of land and he begins his farming career. Right. While he's doing that, he gets the benefit of a stipend and the support of the state while his crop matures. When it matures, he's now expected to turn it over. He'll be given assistance in the realm of business and marketing so that he could get his products out there, abroad and for local consumption. He can take some, as might be applicable, to our agri-processing facility, which we have just laid down in Maruga area. And so you can see a pathway for those who are interested in agriculture. Similarly, those who are interested in business, they come into the program, they are directing along the path of business, they are assisted in shaping their own ideas. We will be bringing the small and micro enterprise aspect of the Ministry of Labor into this national, into this Youth Development and National Service Ministry. They will then be schooled in business. They will have directions in respect of technical help, in respect of business. They'll have access to soft loans through NEDCO and so on as envisaged, and they can go on into their own entrepreneurship arrangements. There are those who might want a job in some elements of the public service, for example, in the defense force and so on. Once you come through this program, you are now certified and you can enter. It gives you a ticket almost. This is what the plan is, into those areas, because you now have skills that these organizations can use and you can make your contribution to national development.
So part of the mandate of this ministry is a skill bank, so to speak, of course, yes?
Yes, of course. And we also, I'm glad you mentioned that, we also want to develop a bank of volunteerism for volunteers, because there are many people in Trinidad and Tobago. I have had so many calls since the announcement of this new ministry from persons who would like to give back to this society in a volunteer stream. In the United States, in Canada, in England, in Australia, volunteerism is a very critical thing. They come back with their skills as mature people and they give back. So you want to establish a volunteer database. You want to establish an apprenticeship database where you train these youngsters and you have them so you know where they can go, and therefore you can attach them to firms and business places where they can conduct apprenticeship, acquire more and improve skills, and they can find their feet in this economy and in this world.
Mr. Minister, my colleague Nicole Duque has a question for you.
You're welcome.
Good morning again, Minister. Minister, you mentioned at the start of the conversation that you would be more or less building this ministry from scratch. Do you think that 5 years is enough for you to, put this ministry on stream and achieve the goals that you would have set for the ministry?
Well, I would hope that, we propose we've started the work. I'm having a meeting tomorrow with, for example, 3 people, coming out of the UE and other places. I don't want to call any names at this juncture since it's kind of thing. But yes, we expect that we will get this up and running in a very, very quick time, and and begin our training in quick time for the youngsters. In terms of achieving all your goals, it would be nice, but I don't think one can say that you can be sure in 5 years. This is why these national service issues, these national portfolios, it can hardly, 5 years is really not where it's at. This is why politically I would like to talk about 25 years. And when I'm gone, others take over and carry on. But we want to carry on this mandate. We will begin, and we expect great results in quick time.
Okay. Minister, what are your immediate goals for this ministry?
Well, as I said, to get it up and running,
Right.
we've already begun that, and to get these programs going as quickly as possible. In addition to our in-house programs, as I have described them, we want to make use of all the community centers and community spaces across Trinidad and Tobago and get the young people organized in their communities. We want to be able to find out what they want to do. And as I have done several times, in several instances, in my own constituency of Laventille, we could bring the expertise, bring tutors into the community, in a community center, for example, over a 9-month period, and we could train young women in cosmetology, in hairdressing, in events management, in matters pertaining to the environment, and create an ongoing stream of persons acquiring new skills, community by community, across Trinidad and Tobago. Not altogether new, but organized more centrally and organized more sensibly, and get so many thousands of young people engaged across the country, in addition to your in-house training programs along the lines of the youth campus I've just described.
Okay. Minister, my final question to you, just because it's a new ministry and you're going to be a Ministry of Youth Development and National Services, could you, for the purposes of the listening... Yes. For the purpose of the listening public, young persons who may be listening right now, what are some of the agencies, I know you mentioned MyLAT and MyPAT, but what are some of the other state agencies that will be under the purview of this new ministry?
For the time being, the CCC, and certainly the small and micro enterprise aspect of the Ministry of Labor. For the time being, those are the institutions, and as we proceed, like I told you, I'm having a meeting on Wednesday. Other ideas are coming. I mean, I just saw, for an example, the Hospitality Institute is under severe challenge. That is an area that provides training for thousands, and have provided training for thousands of young people in the hospitality industry. Very important in terms of our going forward. And therefore, in my own mind, I could see that as a training institution within a purview of youth development. And therefore, this is something that I would want to consider. But of course, it's not for me alone. We have a cabinet, we'll discuss these things. But all programs, all institutions that are geared towards training and developing young people, this is the place to put them. This is the place to house them and to organize them in a way that will bring benefit to the individuals, the young people, to the society, to the economy.
All right. Minister, before I let you go, impress upon us again whether this national service is mandatory or optional.
Well, for the time being, we have made it very, very clear, even before we have engaged the national community in a quick discussion and settlement on that, we have made it very clear through the lips of the Prime Minister, we anticipate it would be voluntary. In some countries, it's compulsory. We don't necessarily feel we have to be bound by that. We would like to encourage the young people, those who would want to benefit from programs of this nature, to do so voluntarily, and they'll benefit just as well.
And this new ministry is, in essence, is to harness the energies of young and misguided youths in Trinidad and Tobago, yes?
Not necessarily misguided. Of course, those would be the target group, because you don't want any young people misguided. But certainly all the young people of Trinidad and Tobago who want development. Of course, there are those who will take the normal academic streams, but there are sufficient numbers of young people who have not done that. And by the way, if you notice, the skills of the world are now severely changing. I had a group of young people around me in my campaign. They are not lawyers and engineers and doctors and veterinary scientists. Those traditional skills changing with information technology now and digitization and all of that. They're engaged in new kinds of skills. And that too is another area that we'll be focusing significantly on to give these young people a chance to develop themselves, acquire skills in the information technology world of cyberspace, which is boundless and limitless. I met a young man the other day, his father actually. He came through the technology center, the Laventille Technology and Continuing Education Center in my own constituency. And he was telling me, much to my joy, he now has his own studio. He went through that little institution and he did sound engineering and other things. Today he has his own studio, and all those who are engaged in music and the music industry, many of them come to him. He assists them in developing their work, and you're hearing songs on the radio that come out of a little studio somewhere in Laventille. It is amazing. So these are the kinds of things we want to do to let them find their feet and make their way and make a serious contribution to national life.
All right. Finally, my final question to you, Minister. The NESC, the National Energy Skill Company, does this come under your mandate?
Well, so far, no. But as I say, this is a new ministry. We are set with a general mandate, as I've explained it to you. But as new ideas come, as CLR James suggested to us, which I spoke about at the top of this interview, as issues arise, you have to demonstrate leadership and adjust to find problems to the solutions to the problems that they now exist. We have an open mind and we are open to business as it goes.
Minister, I want to thank you very much for sharing your thoughts this morning. Always a pleasure talking to you. All the best to you and this new ministry which you are at the helm of. All the best to you.
And we're looking forward to great things, huh?
Yes. And we'll talk again in the future, Minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. God bless you and your listenership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice there of Fitzgerald Hines, the new Minister of Youth Development and Social, National Service, chatting with us this morning, the mandate of the ministry, outlining his plans and his proposals to get this ministry going. Rather, it's in essence to harness the energies of young people, creating an avenue for them whereby they can build capacity for themselves and make a contribution towards the development of Trinidad and Tobago. It's just about 24 minutes here to the hour of 8 o'clock. We need to take a very short commercial break, and yes, when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 97.5. Well, Nicole, we have some callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
A very good morning, good people.
Good
morning. Good morning to you, Bawani. What's happening?
Well, I'm there. I just heard Mr. Fitzgerald Hines.
Yeah, the Minister Fitzgerald Hines.
Yes, Minister Fitzgerald Hines. Young people and national service. Youth and national service.
Youth development.
Yes, youth development. Now, I noticed that a lot of the programs which now exist, My Lap, My Tap, My Map, everything will come, all of those will come under his ministry. He didn't mention about YTEP, but we expect that YTEP will come there too, and all of these programs.
Well, I also asked him about NESE, National Energy
Yes,
Skills
I know.
Company. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of those supposed to be a part of that ministry. Don't burden other ministries like you have education and so on. They have enough work to do, right? The question begs is changing the mindset of people.
No, but before we get into there, Bawani, let me ask a question to you and the national audience. How successful are these youth camps? We're talking here about the Shagaramas youth camp and the Presto Presto youth camp. I don't know whether it still exists or not. How successful are these youth camps?
I think I don't know about the rate of success because, but I think it did offer training to a lot of people, to some people. They were seen as, because of their location and other factors, you know, taken into one sector of the population. You understand? Now, with the training that was given there was beneficial to those who took it, because not everybody would have taken it. I would say, however, do not go for the in-house training. When I say the in-house training, you know, housing people, putting dormitories, etc. Because there were some camps that had dormitory, living facilities, etc. And that would take up a good chunk of your cost.
Well, I think one of the major challenges the minister would have, or the ministry would have, is to impress upon young people, encouraging them to get involved in, let's say, national service and more so into these youth camps.
Right.
They're changing the mindset of the young people. You'd agree with me?
Yeah, well, guys, remember, I did utter those words before we went. Because of the fact that in many cases you hear a lot of parents saying, boy, I don't want you catch hell like how I catch hell. You understand? I want you to be doctor, lawyer, whoever, whatever. True enough, technology is making its wave in our country, in the world, and that is one avenue of difference. I am wondering, in terms of giving people land for agriculture, etc., and I hope that we don't end up like the tobacco industry ended up a long time ago in Bethlehem, where they gave out lands, farmer and all kind of thing. and people just sell them off and migrated. You understand? So there must be proper systems put in place to learn from the mistakes of the past. I hope we don't make the same mistakes that we made in the past. And whilst we're doing that, what has happened? We're talking about giving land to people who, after trading, will start agriculture, which we hope will materialize. What has happened to the people who are supposed to get lands at Caroni Limited to start with?
Well, thank you very much for mentioning that to me, because last week when I spoke to Mr. Melvin Maraj, he would have said, look, there are acres and acres of Caroni lands now going back to the state, are left idle, and it's about tenureship and so on, and giving people an opportunity to have a possession of the lands and what have you. So we have lands and we have people outside there who are willing to get involved in agriculture. It is about setting up the proper framework.
Charity begins at home. Fix that problem first, and then you could use the rest of the land or some of it to do agriculture and whatever you want to do, and stop taking her land to build houses, arable lands to build houses.
Because I say that to you, and that's why I talk about the challenges in trying to impress the young minds to get involved in this program. Because you have a program like YTEP, where a number of young people are not too interested in getting involved, if you understand my point.
No, YTEP, all of these programs offer good training, you know.
Yes, quite true.
Let me be honest, because at PAV, we started our YTEP program for the blind. And the few persons who we could have accommodated, because we limit the class size, so we don't want to have a volume of people and you can't handle them. And some of these people learned skills that they could now use for daily living. And some have gone on to, make little cupcakes and things which they sell to the people around. You understand?
But do you see the necessity in separating the ministries? And that's the point, the question I was asking the minister, where usually you would have a Ministry of Youth, Sport and Culture. Here now you have these ministries are being divided. The relevance of dividing these ministries?
Well, I think part of the problem, and no offense to nobody, is that coming out of that drama a few months ago, they now want to, try to bring some calm to the frustrations of youth, right? Now, long time when you had this junior sec and the senior sec, I'm not saying let's go back there. You know that at age 14, you would migrate from the junior sec to the senior sec. You know that you would have also migrated from, if you're not strong in academics, to skills training or trade, right? But now you have 5 and 7 year schools, 7-year schools. And as a result, the focus in those schools, correct me if I'm wrong, is on academics, right? But let us look at the school dropouts. What is the population of school dropouts over this new system, and how you treat with them? Let us look at the parents and how parents view things. You understand? Even programs like CCC and what do you call it? The young program that they used to have a long time, not CCC alone, over cadets, right? For the time, a lot of young people got into the cadets in particular. When they found that the training was rigorous, they pulled out. You understand? They pulled out. Now, I agree, national service should be not voluntary but compulsory in specific circumstances, because of the fact that a lot of young people will not be inclined for education. They might be inclined for other things. And to take and to bring a level of discipline to them, you need national service.
Well, I hear you, Bhavani, and we'll continue to look at this ministry, because it's a new ministry of Youth Development and National Service.
All I could say to the goodly minister, and maybe you might convey this message to him, that he has to be all-inclusive. He has to put programs in place that will incorporate persons with disabilities as well.
Okay, well,
because persons with disabilities are also youths.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Bhavani. The voice there of our good friend Bhavani Prasad is sharing some thoughts with us this morning on the program. We're moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock. That's about 12 minutes here to the hour of 8. Note that you can call us this morning at 636-7547, 227-5739, and you can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Stay with us. Let's go to some commercials, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Gosh, boy, I can't wait to be home now.
Stuck in traffic again, Hare Babri.
Well, guess what? Your day is about to get hotter than ever in the afternoon. It's the new afternoon drive time program on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Tune in Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavia Experience. Let's make it hotter than ever in the afternoon. Great music, great info, and great vibes. Hotter than ever in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975. We have some callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kennedy. Good morning, Guru.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Yeah, good morning.
The minister talked about voluntary and not compulsory.
Mm-hmm.
And that sends up a red flag to me. I'll tell you why. Voluntary means there'll be a selection process. I have a bird's eye view of the Civilian Conservation Corps program. And they were specifically targeted certain areas and certain children. Some were left out. I know of one young man who tried every which way how to get that program, ended committing suicide. He was at the wrong ethnicity. So this idea about this national service and voluntary, I am seeing this another way of fixing themselves and their supporters and leaving out a whole set of people from the loop. And this is something we should be looking at very carefully when this program starts. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, he's making a point there, Nicole, that there's just a youth development,
Yes.
and or rather, national service is geared towards, empowering certain people, and he is making a point that it should be a compulsory as opposed to a voluntary. I think that's the point you were making, Chris. Anyway, we're moving on to our conversation. We have another caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Well, if it's compulsory, that means I could walk around and pick up every young man in the community, whether they want. So you want my son, I train him to become a doctor. And because it's compulsory now, I have to slow down his career and send him to do whatever the state wants him to do and then come back to become his career. That is why they say voluntary. And again, the last man they come. Morning, Ms. Duki.
Good morning.
Sorry, I lost my manners, ma'am. Sorry, I apologize. I lost my manners. Good morning again.
Yeah, morning to you.
Yes, and the last gentleman going on about race. In my community, I see East Indians I see Africans and you know, when we consider the crime rate in this country, who we consider commit the most crime in this country, not of the African race, that is what is being propagated. So therefore, the people who need the most help, as far as your opposition, as the opposition leader was saying at one time, I believe it's the African community. So if the PNM decided to help the African community that you said that was neglected by the PNM for how many years? The PNM didn't help them. So if they're helping them now, what is the problem? We don't know what side of the fence we want to be on. Because today we one thing come out one side of the mouth. The most people committing crimes are black people. So if they decide to help black people now, you're telling about that is racist. Because one man apply, I haven't seen that. Anybody could apply. I don't see the picking and choosing who gets it. And ever going on, brother. Especially in that white thing and under the UNC they closed down the youth camp. And long ago you could have go to court as a parent if you have a complaint about your child. 14 years or 15 years and send them into a youth camp. And I think under this administration that was to close down the place down in Diego Martin because of child abuse. So we decided to try something different. Can we enjoy your day?
All right, well, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
I know a idea from you, someone study medicine, you haven't gone, that there's a compulsory program, you have to go on with this program.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can't blame him for his intellectual capacity. I understand his intelligence.
Folks, here with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, we're moving up to the hour of 8 o'clock. It's just about 4 minutes here to the hour of 8. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Hence the reason why I posed the question to the minister this morning, because I want him to impress upon the people of Trinidad and Tobago that this national service is voluntary,
yes,
not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Remember back in the 1980s, and Shiva might be able to help me here, where I think was the National Alliance for Reconstruction Administration would have introduced something called national service, and it would have been compulsory. Not so, Shiva? Yeah, and there would have been a lot of resistance to it. Yeah, and even when the question comes back to these youth camps, the fate of Presto Presto and Shagarama's youth camp, I think there was one also down in the deep south. I don't know what would have happened to that. I don't know whether it would have been quite successful indeed, whether it would have gotten the necessary success or oxygen and so on. But attempts would have been made by past administration to capture that grouping of people, those youths, to get them into national service and for them to build capacity for themselves and also for their families, and by extension making a contribution towards the development of Trinidad and Tobago. So folks, let me keep you a bit entertained this morning with one of my favorite selection as we prepare for the 8 o'clock newscast with Irma Ratan Singh. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. I'll be back after this.
Once upon a time there was a magic island full of magic people. Let me tell you a story about their pain and their glory. Oh yeah. Many rivers flow to this naked eye, bringing fear and pain, but also a brand new style. And of all these rivers that shape this land, two mighty ones move like a sculptor's hand. And today those hands across the land, man, they still
FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the ATM News Update on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is disclaiming social media posts circulating as of yesterday that he has left the country to seek medical attention in New York, nor does he have COVID-19. This comes in response to a social media status circulating by someone claiming that Dr. Rowley was spotted at JFK International Airport in New York. Dr. Rowley dismissed the allegations, claiming it to be disregarded as misinformation aimed at disturbing the peace, quiet, and good order of the country. The Prime Minister claimed that he has been working from home during his isolation since he has been tested negative for COVID-19 and is expected to return to his office tomorrow. Citizens are concerned over the wearing of masks versus face shields to protect against COVID-19. This, as an asthmatic passenger wearing a face shield was prevented from entering the water taxi yesterday. The clarification was made by Principal Medical Officer of Health for Epidemiology, Dr. Naresh Nandram, as he said a face mask provides greater protection than a shield, and continued that if someone is wearing a face mask, they are less likely to transmit the virus. Dr. Nandram clarified that a face mask would afford a certain degree of protection against the virus, while a face shield simply protects splash against someone's mucous membrane directly. It is still very possible for someone with a face shield to contract COVID-19. Dr. Nandram also pleaded with citizens to continue wearing face masks and continue to protect everyone. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, COVID-19 spreads mainly from person to person through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, or raises their voice. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. The judiciary is advising members of the public that operations at the Supreme Court in Tobago have been ceased until further notice. The Children's Court, which is also housed within the same building, has also been closed. According to a statement issued on Friday, vacating the building has become necessary as a precautionary measure to conduct sanitization, given the COVID-19 status of some officers being examined, although no one has been confirmed as positive. All in-person hearings and activities have been suspended until further notice. Court hearings are still being conducted virtually, and services such as Court Pay, the Domestic Violence Hotline, and e-filing are available. The San Fernando City Corporation made an announcement on Monday as it said inconsiderate parking has led to the blocking of driveways and other inconveniences in the flow of traffic in San Fernando. Effective as of Wednesday, limited wrecking of vehicles will resume in the city. And an amended schedule for the Marabella and Central markets was also announced in light of the continued spread of the novel coronavirus. In the same light, the Marabella market will be temporarily closed effective August 29th and will continue to operate from Sundays to Fridays following a stipulated time schedule. And from August 30th, the Central Market at Mukarapu Street will be closed on Sundays but will open on Mondays to Saturdays 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shoppers are reminded that they must wear masks at all times and exercise social distancing. A 49-year-old Tobago laborer was placed on $45,000 bail with surety after pleading not guilty to charges of assault by beating and exposing a minor to danger. Sean Manswell of Castara appeared before Scarborough First Court Magistrate Joanne Connor last Wednesday. He was granted bail with surety for physical assault and child endangerment and ordered to adhere to several conditions. Magistrate Corner ordered that Manswell must report to the Moriah Police Station every Saturday before 6 p.m. and to stay within 100 meters away from the woman and the child. Manswell, who shares a home with both victims, must vacate the premises but was permitted to return for his personal items in the presence of police personnel. He was also prohibited from being within 100 meters of the house. The matter was postponed to September 16th. And as we switch across regionally, at least 12 people have been killed as storms hit parts of the Caribbean on Sunday. Hurricane Marco and Tropical Storm Laura brought high winds and rough seas, leaving at least 9 people dead in Haiti and another 3 in the Dominican Republic. And moving across the globe internationally, the World Health Organization has issued guidelines that children over the age of 12 should wear masks in line with recommended practice for adults in their country or area. It admits little is known about how children transmit the virus, but cites evidence that teenagers can infect others in the same way as adults. According to WHO, children under the age of 5 should not normally wear masks. More than 800,000 people have now died with coronavirus worldwide. At least 23 million cases of infection have been registered, according to the Johns Hopkins University, with most of them recorded in the US, Brazil, and India. And on to the weather forecast for today. Trinidad and Tobago's sunny conditions will be interrupted by a few partly cloudy spells, with occasional showers occurring in varying localities, mainly during the late morning to afternoon period. There is also a 30% chance of isolated heavy showers or thunderstorms occurring during the afternoon, favoring western coastal areas of Trinidad. Seas will be slight to moderate with waves 1 to 1.5 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. High tides at 9:06 a.m. and 9:15 p.m. Low tides at 2:50 p.m. Sunset at 6:18 p.m. The current temperature is 27 degrees Celsius and expected to reach a high of 33 degrees Celsius as the day progresses. And that brings us to the end of the news to 8 a.m. Join us at 10 a.m. for news update. I am Ratan Singh, reminding you to adhere to all health protocols, save your life, save others. Have a good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Just about 13 minutes here past the hour of 8 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of our radio on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We're into the final hour, and you can call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. Well, I've been trying to get in touch with Brent Batson, who is the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service road safety coordinator, to get his thoughts on the fact that we have an increase in the road fatality figures. But I'll try to get him back on the line a bit later on. Let me take this caller live on air. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to 975. Good morning. Good morning, Timothy.
Not sure you're playing, boy. You're kind of scratching.
All right, well, we don't know. Probably it's because of the weather came out. Probably because of the weather. Yeah, well, we trust that you are hearing us loud and clear this morning. I know we had some problem yesterday with the phone lines. That would have been rectified. Yeah, as I said, I've been trying to get in touch with Brent Batson, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service road safety coordinator, to get his thoughts on the fact that yesterday, Nicole, we had this incident in Pinal where a young man would have lost his life. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Well, I'm sorry you had to have missed your call. Call us back, please, folks. Yeah,
well, Kenrick, I just wanted to take a moment to extend our deepest condolences on behalf of the management and staff of U97.5 to Larry Sammy. Larry just messaged me and he told me that someone very close to him and his family passed away.
His mother-in-law.
And we would not be hearing from him for a while. So, of course, on behalf of the management and staff of U97.5, we'd like to extend our deepest condolences to Larry and to his family. You know, Larry has been very, very effective for us here. Larry is our roving reporter, as some of us would call him. So, you know, Larry, take your time, and we wish you all the best, you and your family, and you know, we pray that God comforts you all at this time.
Yeah, well, yesterday Larry would have called me and told me about this, where his mother-in-law would have been ailing in Canada for the longest while, and she would have passed away yesterday. So thank you very much, Nicole, for reminding us of that. Yes, Larry, our condolences to you and your family, and hope that all works out for you, my friend. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Miss Nicole. Morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
The minister this morning. The ministry is a good initial start. But we need to do a database of our youth in different constituencies. You can break it for the constituencies, and you want to break it them into. So we'll have an idea of the needs, the needs that most relevant, and some are skilled and unskilled.
No, but my question here is not youth development, more so of national service. And I am still of the view that national service should be compulsory as opposed to being voluntary. Go ahead. And you see,
Well, there's an aspect of it, but we need to break it down.
Mhm.
And so we'll have our data. So the first thing I want to suggest or recommend to the ministry is let's do our data of our constituencies. The youth is up to between 18 and about 35, but that's considered the wrong youth age. And we'll have an idea of what numbers we have in various constituencies and the skills base. Also, the Oropuch Lagoon, right? I think, the amount of technology we have available now, we should be able to survey this lagoon and like area and see what way we could. I know it wouldn't be possible to really elevate all flooding, but how many inches of rain we could expect the flood and what way we could divert this water, because if we have water problem in Trinidad and we have these places flooding in less than half an hour after rainfall, a normal rainfall, maybe we could have some damming or something or some water storage facility down there where we could harness this water and have it stored and to supply those areas in Trinidad that are water. By now we should be able to do some kind of survey and some remedial action at some point.
No, but hold on. You talk about remedial action, and if you remember, I spoke to Dr. Alan Sami sometime last week.
Yeah.
He's the chair of the Penal Debe Regional
Yeah.
Corporation. And he said that he would have outlined plans which he would have submitted to the relevant agencies. And these plans are still there to address this matter of flooding.
Well, maybe this plan need to be highlighted more on a national level, so we can recover.
As a matter of fact, he would have outlined a 5-point plan to me sometime last week when I spoke to him.
Yeah, so let's see how it goes. I think maybe we need to forward the David bodies, need to forward certain recommendations, suggestions, in a more open way, because sometimes you forward the plan like how you pass the plan, and maybe the wider population don't know about it. So maybe because there are a lot of people in that area who suffer from the floods, so maybe if it can be highlighted on a broader spectrum, it'll serve a better purpose. So it might be more, more effective.
All right. Well, I'll try to get in touch with him before the week is through. For him again to outline these plans and proposals.
All right, Mr. Abgan.
All right, well, thank you very much. As we move on to our conversation. And Nicole, I think it is very unfair, and this is my opinion, for taxi drivers, maxi taxi drivers, to raise the fare at this time because of the restrictions placed on the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
But
I think it's very unfair.
If I recall, going through social media, I would have seen the Green Band Maxi service that runs from Chaguanas through Couva into San Fernando. I would have seen that they reduced their fares. They put something out there stating that they understand, the financial struggles that persons are facing at this time, and they would have reduced the fares.
All right, now listen to this. Taxi fares are going up to compensate for fewer passengers. In response to rollback public health measures by the government to reduce the community spread of COVID-19, some taxi drivers have increased their fares to help mitigate the impending losses due to the reduced passenger capacity. I say that to you because you know why? As passengers, as the ordinary traveling public, I am not responsible for this COVID pandemic we are facing in the country. We all are in this together. And here it is, people need to make certain sacrifices. And if you are not prepared to make certain sacrifices and you're only looking at yourself and what is the best interest of yourself and whatever, to me, that's a no-no. So to subject the poor, ordinary traveling public to a price increase at this time, common people,
That's
we need
just
to be
being
a bit
wicked.
more.
That's wicked.
We need to be a bit more responsible. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
People encourage all over the world. They are in the mass of solar.
Yeah. Well, Kimoti, you told us that yesterday that people are not behaving themselves. There's not much more I can do again. And as I said to you and the listening audience yesterday, one of the first tasks of the government of the day getting into Parliament is to draft laws, legislation, to make it mandatory for the people of Trinidad and Tobago to wear masks. But as I said, as responsible citizens, we do not have to wait on the government of the day to pass legislation. We need to do what is right. And what is right is wearing a mask. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah, because you're getting worse and worse on the radio, man. I can't hear nothing.
All right, Kimoti. Well, I cannot help that situation. I'm trying my best here. Where probably where you are having problems, but Anyway, as I said, there's not much I can do about the situation, Kimoti. Yeah, so we're talking about restrictions here now, Nicole.
Yes.
And these restrictions, according to a taxi driver association, they are set to raise increase. Listen to this. President of the Coquille St. Madeleine Taxi Drivers Association, Akil Karim, says taxi fares moved from $6 to $10 last Wednesday. But a response by the traveling public has been harsh to it. Pilgrim said, things have not been going too well since the change in price. Commuters are not happy because they usually paid $6, and now the fare is $10 for all stops.
That's $4. That's
interesting.
$4 increase.
And if you know St. Madeleine and Coquille, it's just about 5 or 6 minutes to San Fernando, you know. So here it is now. Commuters have to fork out $10. Yeah, 6 minutes.
Without traffic.
Without traffic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here it is. You have to now
That's
fork
more
out
than
$10.
50% more than the.
$10 for a short drop.
Wow.
$10. I mean, this is ridiculous.
It is.
And to say things have not changed and whatever. I mean, look, we all are in this together. We need to make certain sacrifices. And you cannot take advantage of the unsuspecting traveling public like that.
That is.
These people too are having difficulty in let's say sustaining themselves.
Of course,
and,
some of
and
them would have
balancing
had
their budget and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to me, that's a no-no. He said the police are not on the stand regularly. You may see them for 5 minutes and blah, blah, blah. He talking about PH drivers and what have you. But if you ask me...
If the PH drivers are charging $6, I'm telling you, I'll sit in the PH driver's car.
I live in the community, Nicole, and I can tell you that most of the drivers ply what you call a PH cars from San Fernando to Coquille and St. Madeleine. So this needs to be revisited. Anyway, 23 minutes here past the hour of 8 o'clock. Time check, courtesy Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to a very short commercial break. And when we come back, we'll continue. Stay with us, 975.
Kathy's School Sport Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's School Sport Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia. For all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps. Plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 26 minutes here past the hour of 8 o'clock. Time check, courtesy Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, yes, let's go back to our initial discussion this morning concerning COVID-19. And the Minister of Health, Terrence D.L. Singh, is begging people not to flout the regulations. And according to our good friend Dickie Mouty, people are not behaving themselves. People are not wearing masks and they are not observing social distancing. Listen to what the minister would have said yesterday, just in case it would have escaped some of you. He said, as Trinidad and Tobago recorded its 15th COVID-19 death and achieved the unenviable position of crossing 1,000 cases, Health Minister Terrence D.L. Singh yesterday again begged for compliance with public health guidelines. A total of 92 cases were recorded yesterday, Nicole. 92 cases recorded yesterday. That's a historic figure, yes?
Too many. Yeah, because I think 91 would have been the highest number
92
now.
cases were recorded yesterday. The minister said, quote, don't have COVID-19 parties. Don't have COVID-19 parties. Wear masks, avoid touching and congregating, among other public health guidelines aimed at slowing the spread of COVID-19. This, as he urged the people of Trinidad and Tobago to behave in a particular way. So we would have recorded 15 deaths. And this morning we woke up to the news that a toddler, Nicole, would have contracted the virus, the entire family. And that's how serious it is. That's how serious this situation is in the country. All right, just in case it escaped you two also too, legendary retired track star Usain Bolt yesterday denied media reports that he had tested positive for COVID-19. Yeah, and there are rumors circulating. I don't know how true it is. Maybe we'll try to get some sort of confirmation on this, that opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa would have contracted the virus.
No.
I'm just saying that.
Yes.
Reports have been saying that.
Yes, but there was a media release from the opposition stating
and she said,
otherwise.
no, that's not true.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, when you get in information,
make sure it's from the facts and from the ministries.
That you get your information from reliable source, from the Ministry of Health, not social media, because social media is just about mischief, creating mischief. And I always try to impress upon people, when you want to get proper information, listen to the Ministry of Health. They have press conferences on Mondays, Wednesdays, and I would imagine also too on Saturday. Do not take your information from social media. A lot of propaganda is being spread on social media. And again, let me remind you that today, opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa will be sworn in as opposition leader,
as well as Emery Brown.
And Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is back out to work as this morning after
Tomorrow
self-quarantine.
He's supposed to meet his new cabinet for the first time.
Yeah, well, that should be very interesting.
Yes,
indeed. Very
and
interesting.
I'm also seeing that government has given instructions to the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to proclaim the start of the 12th session of Parliament. So more than likely we'll have a Parliament sitting, the first Parliament sitting of the 12th session on Friday.
All right, and more than that too, we'll be celebrating our independence shortly.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you see, that escaped you. Yes.
That's Monday,
we'll be celebrating our independence. And I know that a number of people would have planned a celebration and what have you. But folks, this independence, it's a very unusual one.
Yes.
Unusual in the sense
yes.
that we have this pandemic in front of us, coronavirus, and we need to be very careful outside there. Despite I see that in public buildings, you have all these buntings and flags and what have you going up.
I have not been around. I've been basically locked in, so I really have not seen any.
One thing that I think that the ministry would have failed to impress upon people is that if you have the elderly at home, elderly at home, please care for them, especially in this environment. Care for them.
And speaking of the elderly, I'm seeing here that an elderly woman was killed this morning about around 3 o'clock in coal mine in Sandy Grande. She was ID'd as Kausil Ram Kilawan, and she was stabbed several times.
No, I'm saying that to you because we have a number of, and I don't know what has happened because I remember sometime last year or early this year that the Ministry of Health would have said that they are prepared to embark on a campaign to ensure that all of these geriatric homes, that they are outfitted with the necessary qualified staff and they have all of the necessary infrastructure in place.
As it stands, visits to these homes are restricted again,
Right. So I'm saying that, and that's the point I'm making.
Yes.
Visits to these homes are restricted. so that if you have to visit your relative or loved ones there at these homes, ensure that they have all the necessary
yes.
The necessary protocols are observed.
But not even at the homes, Kenrick. I mean, we may have our grandparents who live in their own homes, and they, if you have to visit, make sure that you ensure that you keep the social distancing rules and all those different things, because I mean, you don't want them to end up in a situation.
And you know how young people like to throw caution to the wind. They like to go outside there and lime and come back home late at night, not taking into consideration that they got sick people at home, babies and the elderly and so on. I'm making this point to you, the people, so that you can be reminded, yes, of how important it is in this COVID-19 environment for us to protect ourselves and protect our family. I cannot impress this more upon you. And the Minister of Health would have been making this appeal for months now for people to observe all of the necessary guidelines. If you don't, people, we're going to be in a situation, let me repeat, we're going to be in a situation where it will be quite overwhelming indeed. All right? So it's just about 27 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. Note that at the top of the hour, you can join the Beats Hi-Fi, who will be taking you until the hour of 12 noon today with his version of Mid-Morning and You. Let's go to some commercials. And by the way, let me say thanks to all of our clients, corporate sponsors who would have been part of the 975 FM Hot Like Pepper family. If you have any service, product, or goods which you need to advertise, well, then you can call our advertising department at 720-5858, or simply call me. Yeah, call me at 731-4382, and we can work out a package which may be quite suitable to you. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Gosh boy, I can't wait to be home.
Stuck in traffic again, Hare Babri.
Well, guess what? Your day is about to get hotter than ever in the afternoon. It's the new afternoon drive time program on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Tune in Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavia Experience. Let's make it hotter than ever in the afternoon. Great music, great info, and great vibes. Hotter than ever in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 23 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, the focus now will shift on to the budget of 2020-2021. This budget presentation will be made by Finance Minister Colm Imbert. What can we expect in this package? Well, a number of people would have offered some thoughts. Some are saying that we can see more taxes, the return of the property tax. So it's a conversation which we will start tomorrow. What are your expectations? What do you expect in the budget in this year's budget? As I said, this budget will be presented next month. It's one of the first tasks of this quote-unquote new Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert. And we don't know what's in the package, but I can say, or rather, people have been calling for the safety net, that is, the social safety net. The number of people would have been calling on the minister to look at the elderly in society. Some have been calling for an increase in the senior citizens' pension. Well, I don't know if we will expect that, because to balance this budget in terms of recurrent expenditure, development and project, and keeping public servants still employed would be quite a challenge for this administration, and I would imagine for the finance minister. So what are your expectations? Let's start the discussion today. What are your expectations in this fiscal package which will be presented by the finance minister Colm Imbert next month? As I said, I don't know what the minister will have to say to us, but we can anticipate that we may be subjected to further taxes. It may not be something for us to be comforted by, but it's expected that we can get more taxes and so on. Well, let's hope that the minister do not raise or increase the prices in fuel, because that will be a no-no. Anytime you raise prices in fuel, you actually send the whole thing up. Inflation, people, inflation. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Ken, I just want to make a statement on this idea of continuously always rewarding people for deviant behavior. May I?
Okay, rewarding people for deviant behavior. Go ahead.
Behavior.
Yeah.
We have a history of this country. People behave bad, we give them something. You know, it's sadly Marabuntas, right?
Well, you're talking about gangs, yes.
Yes. And we just heard somebody call and talk about which youth in jail and what I do for them. I want to refer that gentleman to a study by Pavlov, one of these great behavioral scientists, called Reward and Punishment. If you reward people for some behavior, they have a tendency to repeat it. And when you punish them for behavior, they have a tendency not to repeat it. So if we continue to reward people for deviant behavior, we continue to have a society where we'll have deviance. And I want to refer him, read Pavlov. Before you come on the radio station talking about who deviant and we should reward them. Go read and educate yourself before you come back on the station and make statements. Thank you very much.
No, hold on. Before you go, Chris, don't you think that the government of the day should be applauded for creating this Ministry of Youth Development and National Service?
Of course, and I'm saying there should be compulsory. It should be all children who are not involved in some kind of productive work. Get them involved in productive work.
Oh, and hence the reason why I said I agree with you. It should be compulsory. I said that about
exactly.
I said
don't
that
have
earlier
it that the minister could choose who he want to go on a program. And then you tell me, well, he have to because some deviant and he had to help them. So reward the people who deviant. And those who are doing well, they would learn at some point in time that if you want to get reward, be deviant.
But in setting up this ministry, one also have to look at the success rate of all these other social programs aimed at attracting and addressing young minds, how successful it has been thus far.
Correct. And I quoted from the CCC, where a young man from Bokaro village tried every which way how to get in the CCC. I knew the man in charge of the program, and I asked him to take the foreign, The guy wasn't taking, commit suicide. So when I speak, I ain't talking about no old talk and what somebody tell me about. I did a program in the CCC. I know what I'm talking about, Ken.
But do you also see this new ministry as overlapping in terms of responsibilities to other programs? And we talk about the National Energy Skills Company and YTEP and so on.
It was done for a specific purpose of having a specific person who will do a specific job. We don't forget.
Well,
that gentleman was at this radio station.
Well, if youth camps would have been, in my humble opinion, a failure, why want to set up more youth camps now?
You see, it is not that the camp is a failure. It's the way it is administered. When you will have people who will select who they want and not have the people who need, you're going to have a problem. And this is why I'm saying you should have a team of people looking into this and ensuring it is done the right way. Well, when you put one man who is in charge of this program, you have a problem.
I am still at a loss to understand how this national service would work on a voluntary basis. Are you saying that you're going to pick people or go into schools, and not rather into schools, into communities and ask people to serve?
When you say voluntary, who decides? Who decides who is selected?
Well, the people who are operating the program, yes.
Exactly. And this is why this thing should be in such a way that a committee should be selected or elected, and the committee should have a mandate, and okay, this is what's happening there, and people can look and see what's happening. Everything in this country is done in shrouded secrecy.
No, but refresh our memories, Chris, and you would have been around for a long while. Sorry about that, but refresh our minds. I mean, back in I think it was in 1986, the NAR government would have introduced a program of national service, and they would have made it mandatory. It was compulsory, and it would have been resisted, and it was shut down.
Yeah, exactly, because many people didn't understand what the reason was about. Satnaj was the one who fight it. Because he didn't understand what's going on. Here what he's thinking, you go send Indian children to go and this go up them, that go up to them. The same way you say Indian children go beat book and African children beat steel pan. He never understood what was happening. That man had a one-track mind.
Well, hence the reason I asked the minister the question. Explain to us what is national service.
Exactly. There's something unless we get serious about the things that we offer in this country and have proper people involved to ensure everything is done fair and square, we'll always have nepotism and racism and all this kind of isms. Thank you very much.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. Yeah, healthy conversation indeed. Well, we would have spoken to the minister this morning, Fitzgerald Hines, Minister of Youth Development and National Service. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, Kenneth, morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
That is a very good thing that that ministry that opened there. But the only thing I want them to do right now with our ministry, you see, all them members of parliament, opposition and whatever, go on in your constituency. You have a good thing to do now. Go on in your constituency and look at the people then and put the name down to get them into the national service so that they could start doing something. And you go be a good member of parliament when the time comes. Because if you don't sit down like all the time and rock back and collect a salary and look to make money. go in your constituency now, you have a good ministry there, and put it in writing to the minister, we have so-and-so in our constituency want to get in the service, and all these things, and what to do, and inform the children and the parents and things that what it is about, and get them to go into it, and everything will be okay, partner.
Okay, friend. Well, thank you very much. Well, according to the minister, as he spoke this morning, he said part of the mandate of this new ministry is to create a skills bank to fuel various industries and what have you. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Kenrick.
Good morning.
Good morning. Kuva here.
Yeah, good morning, Kuva.
Yeah, boy. Well, we got some of the road patch with this, what do you call it, oil sand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of it still the same, eh?
Well, hold on. Yesterday I was in San Fernando,
Uh-huh.
and I stopped to visit an ailing friend, and he said to me he wished election could be every year. So I said, why?
Yeah.
He said, well, the roads in
Roads will get
yeah,
paved.
the roads are paved and
Yeah,
so
but
on. Yeah.
it's roads mostly on the east-west corridor that get paved, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, well, this was
But
in
the roads, you know.
this was in the heart of San Fernando West to be exact.
Well, in Kuva, here we desperately in the Roystonia area, the Kuva main road,
Mm-hmm.
especially from Isaac Junction to Savanetta Junction, the road is terrible,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you know heavy equipment pass on these roads, and the roads really need to be paved. My big question is, how come there's a spike just after the election?
Mm-hmm.
There's a spike in the COVID.
All right, well, let me answer.
Were they hiding online?
No, well, let me answer it this way. And this is, I can only go by what the chief medical officer would have said.
Uh-huh.
And Dr. Avery Brown, Avery Hines also. They would said there's no evidence to support that the campaigning by the various parties in the general election is responsible for a spike in COVID-19.
Yeah, but I feel it was hiding things since Carnival, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Since Carnival, allowing all these foreigners are coming here, right? But especially the Trini from Brooklyn and the Trini from Canada, right? Because Trini doesn't return for Carnival, right?
But don't you
along with other foreigners.
But don't you think, based on your argument, that if there was any element of truth in that we had COVID in this country around Christmas and around Carnival, that we would have been overwhelmed with the situation by now?
Were they hiding a lot of things?
Well, I don't know whether, I cannot say whether, I don't have no evidence to suggest that.
Coming out. Where do you see the country in the next 5 years? Honestly.
Well, we have real challenges in front of us because
I speak to a businessman recently, and he said there's almost zero growth. Right? So we might end up with the IMF or something like that.
Well, to sustain the economy and to sustain the public servants and create employment and so on is a challenge for the government of the day. That's why I asked the question this morning, what are your expectations in the budget of 2020-2021?
Well, King Rowley say, I expect hard times.
Mm-hmm.
He was preaching, this is 10 years, over 5 years ago, when he was coming. And Kamala and thief out the money. So who you go blame this time, right? When they raid the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, all that money gone, nobody knows, right? People still waiting on the grant. They get nothing. People in South getting flooded out. Well, do expect nothing. All of Mayaro, Rio Claro, people get flooded out.
Well, look at the challenge, and it's a litany of woes. Here it is: poor infrastructure.
Yeah.
Unemployment rate continues to rise in the country.
Yeah, I am unemployed.
The Prime Minister said, brace for 2 hard years. And people are losing their jobs on a daily basis in this country.
Well,
now we have COVID-19 in front of us.
It's going to be no 2 hard years, you know. It's going to be more than that.
And I bet you within the next month or so, you will have discussions concerning whether or not this country should host Carnival. To me...
No, they will host Carnival. Because PNM people have a wine and jam and walk naked in the street.
To me, no. It's not PNM people. Nationals of this country, because I can tell you a number of nationals, a number of Southerners journey into Port of Spain. To play mass. So it's not about PNM people. It's about Trinidadian, they love to lime and party. And with Carnival, I don't know, but I'm hoping that...
well, bring it in, and who get COVID, and who die.
So,
that way going to end up being, you know, Kenrick.
So in other words, throwing caution to the wind.
Throw caution to the wind. To hell was with it. Once we
quote,
have a good time.
And quote unquote, who dead?
Who dead, Kenrick. How is Mr. Banks with it? How he handle it?
Well, he's still toting feelings now.
Yeah.
He said he will rock back and laugh.
People must know he right.
He right?
rock back and laugh because I can't understand. I mean, how do you deal with a people whose minds still in chains and shackles? I don't know, right? So if a certain, let me say a third of the people dragging down the other 2/3, what about all these schools the UNC bill? Will it be open, right? Or are they going to leave it to deteriorate and rotten down? This is real nasty Mugabe type politics. I foresee at the end of this 5 years.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's end this conversation. What are your expectations on the budget?
Huh?
What are your expectations in the budget?
Boy, me expecting nothing from the budget. Honestly, I expecting nothing. I expecting hard times. We go end up being worse than 1986. After an oil boom, imagine after an oil boom in the early 80s, late 70s, we end up being broke. I remember it. I was 21, 22 years old when I voted for the NAR, hoping, Robinson will do something good. And he did. He tried his best. He had to take harsh measures to bring back things. And when they stabilize it, the people just go back and put P&M to mash it up. So we're going one step forward, 2 steps backward. One step forward, 2 steps backward.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you very much.
We end up like those countries you see in West Africa and like the Congo and all of them thing, man. I feel so hurt when I see documentaries on Dubai and Saudi Arabia with the same amount of oil like us, and we like a fourth world country.
All right. Well, I hear you. Well, you alluding to poor management, poor governance, responsible for the situation that we are in. But anyway, let's take another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kenner, good morning again.
Good morning.
Remember the Ghana Experiences National Service? I think that is what probably frightens Sat, because you used to hear stories, but Ghana is polarized like Trinidad. And you were hearing stories from people who visited Ghana, who came from Ghana at that time on holidays or what, about how the National Service was abusive and all. You understand?
No, but there's not a clear mandate yet as to...
No, I know.
Yeah.
So, but I think that is what did probably get Sat frightened. But, Sat had
hold on. Are you in support of this National Service?
Yeah, I said yes.
Compulsory or voluntary?
Compulsory in some sectors. I wouldn't go...
All right, thank you.
Particularly the sectors that teaches good discipline.
All right. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning again, Mr. Ken.
Good morning to you, sir.
I try to figure out the caller before they go. I can't even because it's P&M people.
No, I tried to correct him. You would agree that
people knocking shackles and chains, right? Who is them people?
No, but you understand and appreciate that I corrected him, yes?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Well, that just shows you the level of intelligence that and a man want to call to tell me just now something had to be wrong with I never explained to Mr. Letterman. Nobody didn't vote in Mr. Robinson had a coup in 1990. It wasn't the citizens. PNM didn't win the election. Robinson was how to put it, assaulted out of office by a group of, again, your information, Mr. Kenrick, and these people are a gentleman. If you have a group of people or a gentleman has that level of ideology about another group of people, because that is what he just expounded to me, Enjoy your day, my brother.
All right, friend. Well, thank you very much. Well, folks, on that note, it's time for me to say my final goodbye for the day and invite you to join us again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour, where we'll do this all over again. Tomorrow, we'll start a discussion on the budget 2020-2021. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations in this package? Good morning, people. Take care of yourself, and note that today also too, as you focus on the Caribbean Premier League, 2 games are on today. The first game at 10 o'clock this morning, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots coming up against the Barbados Tridents, and a bit later on at 5:30, the Jamaica Tallawahs coming up against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Interesting cricket. Let's hope that the weather holds, my friend. Good morning, people. Take care of yourself. I leave you with this selection.